that you could have used for this is Meet the Exes. That's literally the title of the episode. So
Right, especially after such a long break. Like, this is what we come
six
back
damn
to.
months.
Let me tell you, when I seen it, I was like, wait a minute, I forgot who was even a part of it. Like, I didn't have time to go back and watch the previous episodes, so I was just like, okay, let's just start from where we're at, because normally they give you a little, preview of what has been going on, so you kind of get a little taste. They did not give that. Definitely a waste of time. Okay, y'all let both of them go. Great. What was the point? I'm sorry. I feel like this kind of was a waste of a 5-month break. Like, what was the point for y'all to really come back and give us this?
No,
And
fully
yeah,
agree.
it's only the first episode after the break, but still, I feel like it could have been done better.
Yeah, I mean, before we move on from this story, from this part, I feel like the reason why they took a break was that during this period they're introducing like a lot of new shows, so they're trying to use like their older shows to introduce the new shows as they go on. Because I went to their Instagram and I noticed that they had like a bunch of new shows coming on, so it's like they're introducing it. But I felt like if they wanted to do this, they shouldn't have started this season. We should have started with Never Ever Met. It was actually a very great season. Just
Yes, it was.
then introduce Ready to Love after. 'Cause now everybody,
Yes, it was.
yeah, everybody just keeps saying, "Oh, why are we back? Why are we back? Is it a new season?" Like, is it that they didn't do any adverts, nothing? Because I don't really watch on TV on a regular day, so I don't really know much of the advertisements that is shown on the station. But I just felt like you are bringing back a show after 5 months of break. Come on, the least you could have done was maybe at the beginning introduce us to the characters. I don't want to even waste time. Let's just move on because I feel like once I keep complaining, I'll just
Apparently on July, on July 25th, there was like a recap episode. There was like a recap episode. It was what it was. I mean, it was too long.
who cares? Why would I want to catch up on recap? Like, why would I go out of my way
No,
to
I'm
watch
with you,
recap?
Solana.
Like, come on.
Absolutely.
Could have just done maybe some. Yeah, I could have just done some maybe like 2 minutes of introduction of the cast, because I was really racking my brain to remember who had a connection with who. It was, oh my god. Let's just move.
Hey, Q,
Right.
welcome
And that's
in,
the
good
whole
sir.
thing, is like, even when it came to the whole, meeting with the exes, like when they were bringing in other people, I'm like, damn, I forgot they was even here. I forgot about them. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so that connection, like really, I felt like it was crazy enough that they cut off the season right here at this part where at an elimination. Like, that right there in itself was kind of like, come on, you could have at least eliminated them and let's start off fresh. No, like, y'all went 5 months of us not even remembering these two guys. I really did not remember the cast like that.
No,
And then
fully.
seeing them, I'm like, okay, what did they do? Like, okay, I remember Fritz, they said something about him being the polygamist, and then like Eddie, yeah, the whole drinking thing, but I don't really find like that was like a really big thing. So complete waste of time. And then you come back with these exes, and then once, come on, there was more exes missed than there were exes that showed up. Like, I don't get it.
Absolutely. Q, welcome in, good sir. How are you feeling about the return of Ready to Love? It's been 5 to 6 months since we have ever known this show was in existence, good sir. It's good to hear you.
What's going on, family? What's going on?
What's going on, good sir?
Ain't nothing much, man. First off, the show is kind of. What was the question? What question we running over right quick?
So we're talking about Fritz and Eddie and the comeback of Ready to Love, because the last episode was in March and we're just getting back to it in August. So 5 to 6 months, most of the year is gone. And child, if y'all miss me and Gigi's live about Kiki, child, it seemed like the Never Ever Mets has more juice than this season of Ready to Love. Because child, that was a whole thing by its damn self. So that's where we are too right now.
Hey, I was kind of disappointed in this first episode. Very disappointed. I mean, for you to have us waiting 7, 8 months, a half a year, I really thought it would come back a little more Flair than what it did. But we kind of knew Flair. I just thought one of us would get eliminated. I really didn't think both of them was going to get eliminated. I wish they could have kept Fritz. I feel like Eddie, Eddie was definitely aesthetics. I think the ladies like Eddie, but I don't think there's really no depth to him. But to have Sahara release Fritz, I thought that was kind of crazy. But the episode really didn't do exactly what I thought it was going to do. A lot of ladies didn't bring their exes, so that did not do, that I feel like that took the excitement away from the show.
Yeah, fully agreed. And Solana, welcome back in. Beautiful, glad to have you. And I was kind of wondering about that from a production standpoint, Gigi. And I say Gigi because we're both from the media world. When it comes to production, you have to have all the elements in play in order for there to be a concert. If you can follow that metaphor there. And so I was wondering, Gigi, like, when you have been on production, like when something didn't go right, I mean, would you guys do what Ray to Love did and just found a way out of the way that you guys had? Because I was kind of thinking like, okay, well, if really there's no exes, is this just an episode in the wash, really?
So yeah, from a production standpoint, no, that is the last thing you would want to do because you're on a time. That's what I don't understand is what is their budget and what is their time? Because it seems like their budget is low. And for this to be the 10th season, I really would expect a lot more from them. But no, when you have a mishap when it comes to production, especially like I said, with the time limits you have, you definitely have to find a different way to get the shots you need in the time frame, whether it's switching locations and running the same lines, whether it's running, sometimes you do have to go over extra time. You got to pay a little extra money, but you got to record a little extra. I mean, and also even after production wraps, there's times where you catch extra clips. So it's not really working against production. But yeah, this 5 month hiatus, it's not only did they cut off where they did, but you put a whole new show that's better in between it to make people forget about the show even more. So yeah, no. What production did definitely is not what you would do. I mean, I wouldn't. That's not how I would run my production team. Not at all.
Right. And thank you for that context, conjecture, and connection because as we have seen with reality TV shows, it's not welcome back in beautiful. The fourth wall has been breaking more and more and more. So just wanted to get that context because I mean, in all the other seasons, I mean, even with the Combath season that we had, they came through. You know what I mean? Right. So,
like, I can actually give an example. There's a production that I was working on, and we filmed for a whole day. Okay, we filmed in our location. We had our location scouted. We had everything. We had all of the cast there. We had everything was running. Okay, we, thought everything was good until the end of the day, and we realized we wasn't recording sound. So it's like, oh shit, we don't went a whole day without recording sound. We have the video, but we don't have the sound.
Right.
So instead of losing a day, we have to record in another location. Okay, so instead of us worrying about what we missed, what we're going to do is we're going to switch up and we're going to record these lines in this location. And then we're going to run it to where we actually did lead up to sound at that day. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways that you can do things. To cut off an entire show, like I said, 10th season, it started out great with the wedding. We thought we were getting something spectacular, and you cut it off after episode 6 during an elimination. Bring in a hotter new show. And actually, they brought in 2 new shows. I really haven't watched that. I'm dating I'm
I
dating
think
your
it,
son.
yeah, somebody's son. Yeah, yeah. I could not get into that one. Just I feel like a grown man should be able to make his own decisions. If you are fearful of what your son has chosen, then maybe you did do what you didn't do your job and what you were supposed to do. But that's neither here nor there, but all the way there. So the men are in the vault with Tommy. It's X's week. So then we get to Hussein, who is with Angie, and the ex's name is Jamal. So basically, Jamal said that there was a communication problem, and Jamal felt like he felt like he was not wanted. And an example of that, which
Hey,
no,
Brady,
yes,
I apologize not to cut you off,
no, you there, brother.
but to piggyback on what Gigi was saying, uh, I really feel like they did a bad job casting this season. They did a bad job casting because when you look at the totality of it, none of the guys are really interested in none of the girls. None of the girls, and most of the girls, a few girls are trying to force attachment to some of the guys. Um, it's, they did a bad job casting. I really wish they, for the 10th season, they should have came with a lot more flair. And it's very disappointing to see, 6, 7 months go by, and you would think that it would come back with some kind of attractiveness to it, more interest. You know what I mean? I wonder, are they losing the audience? You know what I mean? I know people are wanting to watch Ready to Love to connect with the show, but you can't connect with the cast members because some of the girls are not interested in some of the guys, and you can see that blatantly. You know what I mean? Because if I was interested in some of the people, I would have went the lengths. You know what I'm saying, to bring an ex on the show to show everybody, that I'm a part of this process. So are people really a part of the process? And I think they knew what they was doing when they did it because they knew the product that they were putting out. Because half of the time, you know, if you go outside with a banging outfit on, you want everybody to see you. But if you have stepping, you kind of really trying to slide into the mix. So I kind of figured if you look at it, they knew the product that they were putting out. You know what I'm saying?
It
Um,
wasn't as a kinetic energy as we're able to bring up combative and auntie outside. There hasn't been moments where we can bring up references from the season that feel the after shows in the community that is RTL Nation for sure. I fully agree with you, Q, on that. Um, with that said, the biggest thing that happened between Angie and Jamal was, and no woman should ever do this, and I felt for Jamal when he said this. Angie drove herself to the hospital while in labor with a child. Excuse me.
Yeah,
When it was
understanding
crisis.
that, like, if it was like her by herself, and he wasn't around, okay, I can understand that. But he said he's in the passenger seat like that. Yeah. For
I don't know.
the woman,
I'll have to defend. I don't.
You wanted to disagree, Solana?
I don't know if anybody can hear. Yes, I would disagree. I feel like oh, don't come on. Let's go my point out. Nobody actually asked and the reason why she has never been comfortable allowing a man or someone around her protect or provide for her. That was one thing I was waiting for somebody to ask several times. Like they had ample time to ask that question, but nobody actually asked it. So I was like, okay, I get that you actually fight for independence because you actually have someone willing to do something, but you're like, no, I'd rather trust myself. That actually is a response to something that's happened several times, but nobody actually took it. So I'm not saying that she was right. That the labor room. Obviously, she was not right, but the fact that she was not willing to trust somebody to do that and would rather trust herself to do it. Something must have been going on several times that she just decided that maybe I just saying.
Understood. I
Okay,
think
but this question here though, this is what I have to say is because especially being a mother, when you first off, when you open yourself up enough to receive someone else's child, that means that you are receiving that person. If that person's there trying to be a part of that child's life and the whole process, then there's a lot that you are going to have, regardless of if you're this tough person who's never been protected, provided for. Once you open yourself up to certain things when it comes to a relationship or family ties, anything like that, you're going to have to open yourself up to being willing to have someone do that. So, I mean, it's understandable in some way to say, yeah, okay, this is something that I'm not used to. But at what point do you say, okay, but I'm going to try? I'm willing to open myself up to do that. When you just completely take it away, especially from a man, and you take away that, uh, that opportunity to lead, to protect, to provide, then you're going to keep falling into the same rhythm of I've never had. That's because you're not willing to open yourself up to receive it.
yeah, I think that. No, go ahead, Q.
Go ahead, bro. I'll holler at you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think two things can be true at the same time, right? To Solana's point, if you if you are a single mom by choice, because I remember Issa Sachet from CNN, she became a mom, right? And she became a single mom, so we don't know who the father is, right? I think it's one thing when you choose that option, right? And you go about it for yourself. But to Gigi's point, I think when you have somebody that is willing to be available and to serve and to help and to invest, I think that can, cause friction because in a relationship, in order for both people to feel loved, both sides of that love aisle have to be appreciated. To Bright's points in the chat here, Hussein was finding issues everywhere and she was reckless. And then Talk with Solana says, I get that it's important to open up yourself, but if you still have past trauma that hasn't been acknowledged, you'll never be able to move forward. And I fully agree with that. I think that is something that, Angie, and to her credit, she did mention at the top of the show, that she really did really even want to do Ready to Love because she found the love of her life, but she lost that. And to Q's point, and Q, correct me if I'm wrong as you get ready to make your point, which I know will be brilliant as always, brother. You said that you hope that her story um isn't it isn't just all that it is to her, and that she is able to open up, because a lot of times on reality TV we can only go off of what you give us. So over to you, Q, with that.
And I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. My thing is with Angie, I believe she said her and her child's father were in a relationship at one time. I think he did say that. Now, a lot of times when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're going to learn who they are. And you also learn, can you deal with them, can you not deal with them? And also, are you a safe place to them or are you not a safe place to them?
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of times, I don't know if Angie might have viewed him as a safe place. But let's be real. Women want to open up, or men too. People want to open up, but if they don't see you as a safe place, they're gonna say, "Don't worry, I can handle this situation." You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he was assertive enough to be dominant enough, because Angie's a pretty dominant person, I can tell. And it was my man um, that masculine enough, to, or did she view him like that, or respect him enough to give him that space? You know what I'm saying? Because if it was me in a situation and I knew she was, potentially that close to giving birth, I will make sure that I'm ready, accessible, so she won't have to, be in the position where she got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know
Absolutely.
if she viewed him as in fact
Right.
as a safe place for that particular event. You know what I mean? So sometimes as a man, I feel like it's certain things. You know, I would have never gave her that space to be there like that. You know what I'm saying? I would have never did that if it was me. But
Yeah. And that's definitely true. I agree with that too. And also I feel like, I mean, that's why it's so important to do the work on yourself before even putting yourself in the position to be in a relationship, because that way you know what you will and won't tolerate, and you're not bringing children into, you know, possible dysfunction or disruption. Like, there's a lot of thought process, it's a lot of thought that should go into when, being in a relationship. People take more time ordering at a fast food restaurant or even at a restaurant. They will take more time ordering food than what they will vetting a relationship or even doing work on themselves. So, I mean, yeah, in a relationship, you should know your person, and that person should make you feel like you're, able or capable to open up. But after so long, if you're not feeling that, like, either you let that go, you verbalize it, or, you know, you decide to stay because that's what you're going to tolerate.
Yeah,
But
I definitely sense from in sincerity, this is why I love this crew. This crew was already great before I got here. For those of you who do not know, Gigi and me, we connected with another said show, which, by the way, tonight, 9-8 Central, Heart and Hustle Houston, run those numbers up. Ain't nothing coming on at 8-7 Central on. With that being said, Gigi asked me if I wanted to come on for Ready to Love. I really never heard of the show, but then I met, Solana and Q, and it just became family from there. The thing I love about our panel is Gigi and Q are both moms and dads. Me and Solana, we're both, single. And so to be able to see the show, not just from a relational standpoint, but from a soulful standpoint, is a powerful thing, because I think mental health is coming through more in reality TV, because to your articulate point, Q, it is important that we create the space as well. I think a lot of times we just think, okay, well, she likes me, I like her, and she put with me enough to be able to tolerate, embrace and accept me. But just because she accepts you doesn't mean she embraces you, and vice versa. Um, for sure. And to your point, Gigi, as well, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you want somebody to care, you have to say that you care. If you want somebody to give you space, you have to say, give me space. And I don't know when it's ever become a point in time where, being over talkative is a crime, but I'd rather have a person communicate every single problem rather than holding in every problem, and we basically have unresolved issues because we both don't want to be a solution. To Solana's point here, but also I look at what they're hiding, and then Bright says to talk with Solana. I don't agree. I think she's just too independent.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think to Hussein, he definitely said it, having it, taken away like a man's leadership, or and let me clarify something. Not everyone is meant to be a leader, okay? So it's not where, oh, just because you're a man, just because you're a woman, a person's supposed to do this. No, people have genuine qualities, and that goes into, a person. Like, once you deal with the person long enough, you'll know what type of person they are. So a leader, you will naturally allow them to lead. You'll naturally allow them to navigate certain situations because they've proven that they can. They've proven their dependability, their reliability. They show that they know, you know, how to direct whatever the case is. Um, so with Hussein, I think that, you know, he did say like, hey, that's something that's important, which I would see that being important. But I don't know. I see that maybe if that wasn't such an issue, possibly Angie and her baby daddy could have worked out. Because I kind of seem like they might have had a little bit of, still a little something there. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah. But we can move on.
But another
Yes,
thing,
absolutely. So, yes.
another thing, I'm getting tired of. We're gonna see a repetition. Throughout the show, it's ready to love, not ready for flags. You know what I'm saying? Only thing here about it, oh, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. You know what I mean? I feel like so many people come with so many different insecurities that, I mean, I'm looking for green flags more than I'm looking for red flags. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm coming into the situation trying to get to know somebody, I want to know the best parts of you. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to figure out if this is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? For
Right.
me. But the theme of a lot of these dates and situations are ready to love. People red flag, red flag, red flag. You know what I'm saying? And what it shows is a lot of times your red flags show your insecurities. You know what I'm saying?
So
And I
basically,
really
no, go ahead and finish. I'll come right after you, brother. You're good.
yeah. So and I really don't see a lot of them talking about the better part of situations. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be the number one corporate in this show. And I feel like what they're trying to do is almost make him a star of the show. They're trying to make Cam a star of the show. They're trying to. You know what I'm saying? Just because
Cam?
of yes, watch what
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
watch what they're trying to do. Because of the situation Cam is putting himself into. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, um, Cam is really playing games with the women that's he's attached to. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do that with De'Ara at first, but she cut it off. Like, nah, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? So he's dragging along his connections for the attention. If you sit back and look at it, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna show a little bit more next season, next week. But not to get ahead of myself. You go ahead, big dog.
No, I was just going to say, to your point, I did not see that with Cam, but I do detect that Cam has been a very big presence throughout the show. I kind of thought that maybe Hussein might be a star as well. And I say he's a star in the fact of Hussein's been very open, vulnerable, and honest with himself. I mean, I think we all shedded tears, whether mentally or physically, when he cried about the group home situation. Because a lot of times, what we feel like is black to us may not be black to somebody else, right? But to y'all point too, I didn't really think about that with Cam. That Cam has been really playing the field, and really with all these relationships, nothing has really been cemented. And to your point, Q, I think what you were trying to say was, listen, I know the roller coaster is going to break down from time to time at Walt Disney World, but can you at least be running most of the time when I come down? Like if I'm here for 7 days, can you at least be running for 4 days?
You feel me? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I might want to go around twice. You know, I might want to. I might want to get back in line and go around again. You know, I didn't buy a one ride pass. I bought a ticket for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Absolutely. This is why I love our crew so much. We see each other for sure. Talk with Salah says all Hussein was seeing was red flags in people. I think that goes
Him,
to
and so was Cam. Cam was only seeing red flags too, but that was something that he did say to Angie, is I guess like his exes would say that he nitpicks or he finds a problem with everything. But to Q's point, I can actually see Cam being trying to be the star, because if we actually look at the episode, Cam was seeing a lot more than most of the other guys, and his opinion seemed, it kept coming up more than the other guys. So I can see Cam's definitely playing the field, especially when it comes to Sahara and Angie. He's definitely pulling that as far as he can go because
Sahara.
Sahara.
Who has a? I'm not knocking you, Sahara. I'm not knocking you, boo boo. But how many people on the show has a connection with Sahara?
That's what I was just about to
Now,
say. Nobody has a connection with her, but he is making sure that he is keeping that connection because he knows that regardless of if the other ladies don't like him, if he can keep Sahara, because see with Sahara's personality and just how she is, she can actually be the star too. Just because she might not be as cute as the other ladies or built out or anything like that, but yet her personality will keep you drawn in.
I just have to say this. I mean, and Salon's point, I think that goes back to Bright's point as well. Where is it here? That Hussein was finding issues everywhere, but to y'all point, Cam was also finding issues. You know why I feel like Cam and Sahara's relationship is, y'all? Y'all remember Viewmasters back in the day? I remember I had a red one with a orange flicker, and you have like these different Viewmasters wheels, and you just keep clicking to see what you want. And it's like, oh, this slide, this reel was cool. Let me get in the next one. Let me get in the next one. You recognize it's like, you know what? Why don't I just walk outside and see what's happening in reality that's on the Viewmaster? I feel like Cam is just, he keeps viewing Sahara through his Viewmasters, just like, bruh, you ain't one to take down the Viewmaster, see what we see, and she ain't all that, bro. Like, just keep it in a buck.
Yeah, it definitely there's a lot going on. Listen, there's a lot going on for there not to be enough happening.
Right. No,
agreed. Like
and hopefully that metaphor made sense, y'all. But it just seems like he is just, it's like Sahara's like a toy can.
Yeah. But we can move on past them because we done talked about Hussein and Angie enough.
Understood. So then we got and welcome back in, Solana. Welcome back in. So then we have this date here. Y'all, this date here.
Oh, I was ready for this one. Oh Lord, Teta, what in
let me tell you something.
I was praying that my network will come back.
No, you're good, my friend. We are going to be here. Listen, technology is not always our friend. For real. It is all good.
It's not bad. I was praying my network will come back before we pass this scene. Because this is like the only thing to talk about in this entire episode.
Yeah, fully agree. I mean, listen, this is the personification of when you're holding on to the fantasy, it really shows that you have nothing in reality. Because
hey, hold on. Say that one more time.
This Jules is the personification of when you hold on to the fantasy.
Yeah, say that again. That was a
no, for real. Because this is why I truly felt like this is the personification of what happens when you hold on to the fantasy too long, that it goes to show that you have nothing in your reality going on for you. Because, like, bruh, do you know how long I've been saying the Zinga Amani Lee on YouTube and it hasn't happened yet? But I ain't crying about every damn day.
Well, I don't know if he was 9 and she was 18.
I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. And my life sucks. Like, bruh. So, GG, to your point, I'm sorry. Child.
No, I'm just saying, because that was beyond ridiculous. First off, okay, you come in with a long story that's even longer. The fact that basically you've been a child predator your whole life.
Very much.
I was waiting for Chris Hansen to jump out. Like at this point, excuse me? Really? 9 and you was 18 and you talking about you just waited? No, that's predatory. That's scary. I would not let my daughter stay at your sister's house. No. Oh no. My daughter's not spending the night with your sister. No, thank you. Mm-mm.
By the way, I think I got what you meant by, well, Bray, at least, Nzinga might 18. I think that's what you was trying to say. You brought up Chris Hansen. So because we know people, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Jules, Chris Hansen, Jules. Go ahead, Chris.
You are a fast mover. Please have a seat right there. Come on in over here. Have a seat there. Yeah, have a seat back over there for me. Come on, please have a seat right here. No, not too much. Why don't you have a seat right on the stool there? Hey, how are you? Good. Why don't you have a seat right over there? Sure. It's quite a car you've got out there. Thanks. Why don't you have a seat? Strawberries and whipped cream and chocolates and stuffed animals.
Jules, you brought strawberries, whipped cream, chocolates, and stuffed bear.
No hugs tonight. Okay. Why don't you have a seat right over there, please? Looks like you brought enough stuff to move in.
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat there? Did you find the place all right?
Yeah.
You bring your bag and come on over here for a minute, will you?
Wow, I knew that was going to happen.
You knew what was going to happen. You knew what's this.
Bag, bro. A whole bag.
Have a seat on that stool there, if you would. I need to talk to you for a minute. Why don't you have a seat right there, please? Why don't you come in over here and stand right over here at the bar? How are you? Good. Please come here. I want you guys to meet each other. This is Tennis Boy 213. Why don't you take a taste of the drink there?
Yeah, that's Jules. Because this is
just
right, but this is crazy. You said she had a crush on you when she was younger, but she was a few years younger than your sister. And then when Jay did the math and said that they were 9 years apart, so when she was 9, he was 18. Come on. And then the comments about her being a humble servant. No, she was a child.
Exactly.
She was that. There's a difference. You're holding on to when before puberty.
That part. And I'm just kind of wondering, like, did Will Packer Productions and Lighthearted Entertainment and OWN know about this? Because that was way too much. To Bright's points in the comments here in the live chat, rather, he was holding on to the image of her being a child. She was on Instagram claiming that the age wasn't 18, 9, that it was an example, but dude, he had to wait for you to be legal. It's the fact that they allowed it to air. Like, what the hell? Exactly. Child, this is so wrong in every day that ends in Y. Like, no. And I have to say this, I'm really proud of Jay for saying, you know what? If this is your dude, I'm good on it. Because he's not going to be a problem for me. Of him holding on to you, of, you being his crush, and if you accepting this humble servant thing. Like, no, that's not my queen. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And Q, I believe you will agree with me on this, and I believe that Solana and Gigi will agree with this because they are queens as well. And you and me, Q, are kings. I don't believe that women have the right to ask for a wish list, and men can't have a wish list either. Like, let me say that 2 more times. I don't believe it's right that women can have a wish list, but men can't. I don't believe it's right that women can have a wish list, but men can't. that was a totally understood perspective that Jay sell national television.
Now, I
Yeah,
really,
definitely agree with that. But as long as the wish list don't come, with the underage warning, it's okay.
I fully agree, Gigi.
Now, I
Yeah.
mean, and listen, full transparency, I think just as people in general, we've all been young and we've all grown up. So we've all had crushes on people who were older,
Some people have grown up
you
more than others.
know,
Let's keep it above.
right.
This is a prime
But
example.
it's the acting upon, like it's the difference.
Yeah. Child. Q, you got anything, brother, on this, or did I say everything for you?
I really like how Jay stood tall in this whole thing. You know, Jay stood real tall. He didn't really get offended. You know, even though my man was talking kind of crazy, but one thing he did say was, if these are kind of people that you entertaining, I'm gonna have to think twice about this. You know what I mean? And she was sitting here saying, "This guy's my friend." That guy is not your friend. He sat there and said, "I'm
Not
just
at
pretty
all.
much waiting on my opportunity." You know what I'm saying? To slide in. You know, once a crush, always a crush. You know what I mean? And like you were saying, if you stuck in reality, man, if you stuck in fantasy, what your reality really looks like. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
I mean, I still like Kiara, you know what I'm saying? But you kind of see why in this episode right here, you see why Tommy it's a good idea to meet someone's ex because the process is so expedited. You're trying to get as much information as you
Yes.
can and data as you can to make a judgment and say, hey, I want to be with this person or not. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it, Kiera really don't have too many connections but Jay. You know what I mean? So are you really trying to force a connection with her? You know what I mean? Just because that's really your only connection at the moment that I can see. But my man was way out of line, you know, with some of the stuff that was coming out of his mouth. Because now you got to go back on national TV and address, you know, your family. Like, you was sitting on this girl when she was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. You know, I mean, what you got some things you got to deal with, my man. Because, you
That
know,
part.
if that was my sister and we was cool, I mean, you going to have a conversation because, you know, what was really going on in your head the whole time.
No, I absolutely feel you. I feel like I would probably have, as you are having the conversation, I would, y'all, let's just stay in the backyard. We got good barbecue out here, but don't worry about what's going on inside. Grown people handling grown issues right now. It's a tag team co-op.
Yeah,
Mission Q. Um,
I ain't
right.
lying, you know.
Q, I definitely agree with you. I definitely liked how Jay stood tall because there was a lot of things that was being said, and that guy was just being overly I ain't gonna say aggressive. Well, aggressive with his crush thing that he has going on. Like, evidently there's something about you that she's not liking. Whatever crush she had when she was young was a childhood crush. She's
yes.
moved past that. You talk about how she was beforehand, but now she's got money, she's doing things, she's, traveling and stuff like that. You're probably not on her level and
Correct.
you're upset about it because you have seen her grow up and you've seen her, flourish into this beautiful butterfly. No pun intended. Like, for you to, keep holding on to this and talk about, well, once I was able to, be with her, it was, the best thing ever. Well, evidently something wasn't good.
And then
But
you know what? No, go ahead and finish,
no,
Gigi.
I
I'll
was
come
just
right.
gonna say the facial expressions he was making, like he was poking Jay purposely,
Yes, he
but
was.
instead of it coming off as him being managed, it was creepish. Like, no, this
And
is,
then
say Drake. I hear you like him young.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That part. And then you know what? You know what's really getting to me, y'all. To Q's point of if that was my sister, I'm wondering how is Kiara's mama feeling about this? Her daddy, her brother, her sister, uncle, auntie, nieces, cousins, nephews. How the church feeling about this? Because there ain't no way in hell you gonna drag your ass on national television, say all this shit, and you ain't having conversations this weekend or getting handled disrespectfully this weekend.
I mean, how do we know that the conversations have if they had been together? If this is something that happened previously, like they
Fair
probably
point.
was together a while ago, so I'm pretty sure some family members probably already know.
I think that's a fair point, Gigi, but I think it's the magnitude of the space we're in. You know what I mean, beautiful? Because I agree with you. I think
Oh
that,
yeah, like there's conversation that would happen every time I see you. We having the same conversation.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
because like you so articulately say, as you often do, beautiful. Back then they were, dating, they had a crush on each other, whatever. This is national television with implications, right? So this has more legs to it than just family and friends. It's a bigger audience. So that's why I was saying, like, the conversations that were had back then, they gotta have some oomph on it now, because this is grown period time with this conversation that happened, if that makes sense.
yeah, this yeah. And like Slana said, this honestly was the most, I feel like, the most conversational out of this whole episode. Like this gives the most conversation. The rest of it is not really it. Yeah, it's not really given.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the guy, y'all, right here that made a whole ass out and stuff.
Yeah. What he was doing was he was really taking the opportunity to take his shot. That's what he really doing. On the low. He was really taking his opportunity to shoot his shot. And it was kind of disturbing on how he was doing it, because on the low, he was really trying to play Jay. You know? He really was trying to play Jay. He was really trying to be almost passive aggressive to her. You know what I'm saying? To like shoot his shot on the slot. I'm still interested in you. I'm gonna always have a crush on you. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much saying, like, if this don't work out, you can always come back and talk to me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, this is embarrassing. This is desperate. This is very desperate.
No, definitely. Like, look at him. No, Kira, no. Just keep on going, girl. Cause he's sitting there with his molester mustache and his meat chest out. Just
Lord, Father,
just just pass on. Just keep going. Don't even swipe. Just close the phone. Turn it off. Get a new SIM card. Don't even just. He planted a virus somewhere. I don't know. Whether yeah, he.
Them Stevie J vibes right there. Them Stevie J vibes.
so you basically saying that server needs to be out of commission, basically, Gigi, to use some computer
Yes. Yes, he looked like he got some baby oil hidden somewhere. He would go to a Diddy party.
You know what? Nope. Not about to do with you. Nope.
Listen, I told you I wasn't feeling well this morning. I might have a fever. I might be delirious. My bad.
What is it? To each his own, right? To each his own.
That part. But what do we often say in our community? I'm with you when you're right. Woo, Lord Jesus. All right. So I think we've talked about everything that needed to be said there.
And he looked like he might even play the tambourine. I don't know.
Lord Jesus. I'm assuming that he has not he's not one of the security members on the praise dance road trips. You know what? Let me stop because I don't think he can make anybody say hallelujah. Moving on.
He just showed up to all the events unannounced. That's what it is. He just showed up to all the events unannounced. What is he doing
Not
here?
unannounced.
What is he doing here? The church, baby girl sleepover. What are you doing here, man? What's really going on?
Well, before we get started with church service, we have done all the church announcements. Will anybody like to come? Because now it's testimony. So now sit your motherfucking sit yours. Sit. But I don't get in shit yours.
We would just like to say that sister Janet, her granddaughter's having her 7th birthday party. Jules, please do not attend. Okay.
Security will be
moving on.
Moving on, child. Just moving on. To Cam and Sahara. So listen, Sahara's ex was not there. Because as she said at the top of the show, she burned a candle, and then buried that candle in a man. Y'all, I'm completely joking when it comes to that within this context because Zahara's ex actually passed away. Okay, now what she said is what she actually said. I did not make that up. But Cam really feels for Sahara. He sees Sahara's openness and vulnerability and a frequency of love coming from her with this exchange, this date. So what did y'all think of that?
I just think that he's stringing her along. Like his connections are limited. I honestly don't see what Angie's seeing. Like she said, she don't know if it's a smile, his physique. It could be all of that. But when it comes to certain connections, I feel like he's going with who's going to go for him right now. He knows Sahara doesn't have nobody to hang on to, so all she has is him. And Angie, since they have that sexual connection, he's down for it. Like, I mean, of course, what man's really not going to be down for a real sexual connection unless you are truly, truly looking for something more. But I don't know. Cam just seems like a placement. Like he's just there. Like, what is his real purpose? Because he doesn't really talk about his job. He hasn't really talked too much about his past. He's not really given openness to where he's approachable. Like, I don't know. Cam definitely would be a homeboy vibe or a one night stand. Like, I could not see him being a relationship long term.
Right.
So I guess that would be, I mean, Sahara, the way that she described her ex was, I mean, damn near borderline abusive. Like, you know, I mean, she didn't say he was abusive, but he, you know, definitely would
handle her
rough, you know.
And she wants to ride and live. She's tired of riding and dying.
Right. She wants to play the damsel in distress now, you know, so people don't seem like she's just strong and tough and that's it. That's all to her. But yeah, these two are just odd, but then again, they mesh because I just feel like they really don't have, like, I don't know, they don't really mesh with anybody else. So it's like, get it where you fit, you know. I don't know.
You know what it's giving? It's giving tequila and hibachi vibes.
Not tequila and hibachi.
That's tequila and hibachi vibes right
Jesus.
there. That's the vibe it's giving. You know what I mean? Because of the simple fact, I feel like Cam, I don't know if Cam really know what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm a Christian and I'm dating a Muslim and I'm like, that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play with you. Look here, we got
Right.
that's what you believe in. This is what I believe. It's gonna be very difficult. You know what I'm saying? To make that work. You know what I'm saying? Or girl, like I go to church. Cam, like I really don't believe in God, but I go to church for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, are you really trying to find somebody, or are you just really trying to stay on the show? Which one?
Right. No, I fully agree with y'all, and you are
And I
so
feel
damn.
like what the question
Oh,
is
you're right, though.
because there's a difference between being religious and being spiritual. Like you can still be spiritual and not go to church and be all, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every other Tuesday, plus Sunday morning, afternoon, you know, like you have no life. No.
No, no,
There's a
absolutely.
lot more, you know, like I feel like there's different substances to that. But that goes in again with Cam. I don't feel like Cam's open enough to truly say like, hey, well, I might not be religious, but I do believe. Like, get into something with substance.
No, correct. Humble Meek, it's good to see you. Long time no see, my friend. I like Sahara on this episode. I feel like he's the only one that's providing a safe space for her. I would agree with that, but also too, I think it's, I think it's dependent on the circumstances, right? You know, you're gonna give to who's given to you, right? And this day is Rose, Hussein, Cam, and let me see here. And Kaylin, who is the ex. So Kaylin said that timing was everything for him. That he has 3 kids, and he was very transparent about that. Sometimes it is timing in relationships, and to that point, here's my thing. I'm more about my relationship with God than going to a church, right? Because, like you said, Gigi, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, you know, Friday, Saturday, anniversaries, birthdays, church reunions, all that stuff, right? Like there is more to life than just going to church. Um, and so I feel like you said, Cam really doesn't have a strong foundation to be able to showcase who he is. Not just show who he is, but to showcase the different rooms and the different emotions and what matters to him in the different spaces of who he is as a man. To your point, so yeah.
And the part that was blowing me, hopefully I'm not getting ahead of myself in this setting that we were talking about, but the part that was blowing me, like Cam was trying to find out dirt on Rose. You know what I mean? I'm just like, well, I mean, and the guy is adamantly saying like she's a good catch. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I need to find something else. You know what I mean? So, I felt like a lot of times who we are, we expose ourselves by what we say. You know what I mean? We really expose ourselves when we open our mouth. And for him to sit there and consistently try to find something wrong with her, like, what are you there for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are you really trying to get to know who she is? Or are you really just trying to find dirt to see, to put it in her face? You know what I mean? Cam giving off toxic vibes for me. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
really is. He's very, very
And you had
toxic.
Hussein sitting there too, and he's the same way. So you got both of them sitting there trying to find fault with everything. Anything he said about her, oh, that's her representative. Oh, she was sold like a new car. Like, why can't a person just be genuine? Sometimes people can't take a person who is just genuinely good. Sometimes, like, a person, their fault is really being too good. Being too good is the fault. But when you find somebody that is worth it and matches that, it doesn't seem like a person's being too good. Like, you see their authentic self. You see that this is just a genuine part of them.
Right.
And honestly, I kind of feel like that's just her anyway, because out of everyone, even coming on this date, I feel like she was so authentic that she was like, listen, I'm coming with my hair natural. I'm coming with my face natural. Like, this is what it is. Like, she doesn't have to hide behind makeup and, you know, expensive clothes, or even, you know what I'm saying, making herself look like something. She can come her with her authentic being and just be that. But yeah, you had Cam and Hussein both sitting there just trying to find any fault that they could with her.
But see, another thing is, we as people, you attract what you are.
Yep.
So he's
Damage.
attracted
Yep.
to
Fully agree, humble
chaos.
me.
If you're attracted to chaos, you're gonna attract chaos. If you're attracted to peace, you're gonna attract peace. So in these episodes, through these different days, you can see that he's attracted to chaos. Because if you are not attracted to that, if you know who you are, you settled in that, you would already have made your situation. I mean, you would already made your picks. Like, okay, I can see myself with her, or I can see myself with her. You really don't hear him say too much there. He just sitting there playing the field. Now, Naeem is peaceful. I can tell Naeem's spirit is peaceful, he's relaxed. You don't see him all over the place. He might be talking with. The only person I see him talking to was maybe two. It was two girls. He was really was really interested in. And Naeem got a bag full of clothes he got to deal with. But at the exact same time, he's like, you know, I can see myself talking to this person, and I'm gonna spend most of my time trying to get to know somebody or one person, one or two people.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. And listen, I'll say this. I think there are levels to love, right? This show is called Ray to Love, and yes, pun intended. It is one thing to be you know, overbearing and smothering and, you know, disrespectful of, you know, someone's frequency of energy. But it's another thing when you just carry that energy and that's who you are, right? So, I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I mean, I hate to say this again and again, but I'd rather have somebody always making sure I'm good than worried about if I'll be alive the next day because, you know, I'm in the backyard and not in the house, you know, buried and stuff, you know, with a camera.
And I agree with you. But another thing about it is her being who she is, right? It's upsetting to me because she's being herself. 100% herself. And I feel like they playing games with her. You know what I'm saying? When she's really there trying to find love. You know, and that's upsetting. You know, to see somebody, their authentic self, really wants you to see who they are. You know what I mean? The only thing you worried about is, what dirt can I dig up on? That was very disturbing.
It was. It was. And to that point, you know, with Angie and Cam here, you know, it really wasn't too much going on here with them. You know, Cam felt slighted that Angie couldn't really meet that. No, Cam felt slighted that Angie didn't bring her ex, but Angie's perspective was that her and Hussein have developed a bond, right? And, you know, her and Cam just recently developed this thing. And to that point, you know, the assignment is meeting the ex, right? You've gotten this far in the process. But also, too, maybe that just says that maybe Angie really doesn't believe in this connection.
Okay, let's go ahead and just do a quick little poll. Okay. Now, there's three of us right here. Is Solana's back or is she gone?
No, Solana said that her network's been, you know, wonky, but
okay. So there's three of us up here right now. Each of us say one thing that we know about Cam. Go ahead, Braylon.
He is a firefighter.
You took mine.
He was homeless. He was homeless one time, and
yep,
he was on food stamps. something like that. It was on welfare.
Okay, yep, that one there. And um, he's not religious.
Okay, so we all three did
Okay,
our assignment. Yes.
okay. Now, besides that, if we did this again, could we name 3 other things?
No.
Okay, so why do I mean I understand that the exercise is to meet your ex, but when you don't have that connection, like Cam and Andy's connection is sexual. Like when they talk, that's normally what it leads to. It leads to flirtation. So I don't feel like this is like a love thing. This is more like a lust. This is like, oh, your body's nice, you know, type. I don't see, I mean, yeah, she still could have let him meet her child's father. But if you're not even feeling like there's a connection enough for that to happen, I don't see there being a connection, period, for y'all to continue on
Yes.
even pretending to be trying to develop something.
Fully agree. Fully agree.
Like another date with Cam then. This is another date with Cam then. And another thing to your point, TG, what has Cam really been talking about to these women? What? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, you like if I talk to 3 or 4 different women, I have my top picks. Like, okay, I can see myself with her, you know, you know what I mean? Have it all kind of lined up. You know, she's not giving the opportunity, you know what I mean? So you're not really, you kind of see where you're going to land or who you're trying to be with. You're trying to figure it out. He don't even seem like he's just trying to figure it out. He seems like he's just
Not at all.
And listen, he is copying and pasting what he's saying to these women. Because if you think about it, what he has said to Sahara is the same thing he has said to Angie. Ooh, I could just sit here and look at you the whole time. He said that to Sahara too. Like, it's always this lustful thing. It's sexual. There's no substance. There's nothing that could actually see. This is why you definitely have to have more in a relationship, because let's just hypothetically say, okay, y'all decide that you sleep together, but it's trash. What else you got to hold on to? Like, I mean, yeah, a person can learn, but some things, some techniques, you just have to have it. Either you have it or you don't. So if that's the case, what else? What do y'all have to hold on to?
Correct.
What else is there besides that? Now you're losing interest. Now, you know, it becomes what it is, a one-night stand, or, you know, this little transactional situation. It's not a real relationship. And if you're showing that off top, then that's he talks about red flags. That's a red flag for me, for him. Like, he has no substance. There's nothing underneath him. The deepest thing he said is that he was homeless before and on food stamps. Okay.
Right.
That's good. You overcame that. What else is there?
Right. Absolutely.
What did you learn in that time? What else have you been through? Like,
yeah, no, I agree. That's almost like going to McDonald's and knowing that you have money for like a Big Mac combo, but yet you get a Happy Meal and you complain that you got a Happy Meal when you could have made that decision. So, no, I fully agree with y'all. With all that so beautifully articulated, stated and said, this date right here, I know the camera crew was really enjoying themselves right here. Okay, I know they were. Okay, because the chocolate milk was flowing. I see no chicken and waffles on the table, but that's neither here nor there. So this is Cisco. This is Shanice.
Braylon, be careful that there's no plastic in your chocolate milk container.
You know what? Listen, I drink from the source. Okay, moving on. So this is Augie, everybody. This is Augie right here. This is Shanice's. I'm trying to be on my best behavior, okay? Listen, Gigi was the one who said make sure it's not plastic. I say I drink from the source, and I'm the bad guy, okay?
Now, listen, I'm just saying, I don't know, something about her chest just seems a little too stiff. It's something about it. Which, I mean, and she could definitely be natural. I'm not saying she's not. She's definitely a beautiful woman. She is. But she was being a little shady when she was talking about what is her name? Tiana? What's her name?
Tay.
Tay. Yep, her. Damn, see, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was trying to be a little shady when she was talking about Tay, but yeah.
Yeah. No, into that point, I think that, Tay has a new school beauty. Just like Humble Meek said about Rose, that she has a old school beauty. It's underrated. It seemed like, Sharice was, really actually enjoying the vibe, because if you see here, she's looking at him, right? Now you could say she's looking at him because he's talking, but you be trying to flirt with your potential person here. And so,
and
Shanice
Cinco
and
brought up body language with Tay when him and Tay was on that date. Look at the body language of Shanice. Like,
correct. Yep. Absolutely. So Augie and Shanice, they dated in college. He wasn't ready. And, Cisco did give credit to Shanice's softer side. You know what I mean? But also, too, he talked about Tay and said that, Tay is beautiful. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. Like I said, I think something could be there, but I think Cisco is locked in with Tay. It's been locked in for a while. It was a little bit rocky. Pun intended, if you remember Rocky from this season. But sincerely, it was rocky in the beginning, but they have a connection. So
I don't know. I feel like when he made the comment that he had others that he was interested in, or that he was his top, and she seemed surprised, it kind of, I was like, girl, why are you acting shocked when you knew that he had already had a connection with Tay before you even jumped in there and did the, body paint date? So I don't know if she felt, I mean, we don't know what happened afterwards.
right.
But he did get to see her in her glory. And maybe she felt like that was going to seal the deal. That's not, always the case. But,
Right.
And then for Augie to ask, well, what does Tay look like? Oh, she's cute. And this guy said, no, she's beautiful. Like, okay, I can understand you feeling disrespected, but you threw shade at that woman first.
Yeah, you did.
And this man just told you that, like, she's his top. Like, I don't know. But still, and Tommy even asked the question, like, yo, like, you brought this guy from your college years. Like, you are way past college unless you, took some courses in your older age. And this is some, this is what you're talking about now. But I would question, like, has she not been in a relationship since then? What has been the issue to where she can't, have one of her recent ones?
Right.
Just like Tay. Tay even said it. She's like, hey, I tried to reach out to him. Most of them they're, in relationships, which is, gotta respect it. And the other one just didn't get along. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
You got anything? Because that was basically the date. I mean, none more, none less, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like Cisco was just entertaining her. I don't feel like he really took her serious. Um, his heart was in Tay. Everybody know that. But she tried to throw shade at Tay, and I ain't too much care for that either. You could let that be what it was. Um, but it really wasn't too much to the date because he really wasn't really interested in Shanice like that. You know, it was good that she helped him grow closer with God and pray for him and stuff like that. But I don't feel like, to me, that connection really seemed like a little one night stand, or man, I feel like they might have some relations once or twice after this show.
Right. No, fully agreed. Fully agreed.
Yeah, because as soon as she brought up Tay's name, he forgot the whole conversation.
The whole conversation. Capital W. Do you hear me? Yes, indeed. So we go to the thickest one in the group, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. She had cutouts in the back, child. So this is Deanna, everybody. She is with I took it down here. Naeem and Khalil. And so Deanna said that her ex was toxic, right? And basically, they asked Khalil and Naeem asked, if your ex was here, what would you say? And she said that she would be a runner and she would run away from problems and she would nitpick and she would keep it inside. It'll be a 3-strike, you're out type of energy. That was pretty much the date. And then, I think it was Naeem or Khalil. One of them said, child, trying to, be careful from the back because you dangerous walking.
Yeah, with this one, this is also another a difference in perspective because something that stuck with me was the fact that Khalil, which I mean, honestly, what she said would have been a red flag as well, because how can you solve anything, especially in a relationship, if you hold in the problem, the person doesn't even know that there is a problem, you give them a 3-strike rule and they don't even know that they're on strike 1. And then next it's just, ended. For a person to have to walk around on eggshells like that, just like she said her ex said he had to do, that would definitely trigger me too. But let's look at the difference because Khalil was like, yo, yeah, that's a red flag. Even when they were in the vault, he was talking about that and, how it's a red flag and that's, something he can't deal with and this and the third. But Naeem, on the other hand, was like, no, Naeem's more like, I can work through that. Like, instead of me saying that this is a red flag for her, this is something that could be worked on. Like, I'm not taking her as a red flag, or I'm not deducting points from her. I'm actually growing a little bit closer to her. Like this, I can see myself being with her. And the difference in mindset kind of shows the difference in man. And I guess, and that's another part of when you do the work. Like, hey, Khalil can be like, hey, I've done the work. I'm not going to deal with that. Naeem could be like, hey, I've done the work, but there's certain things that I know that I can deal with because I understand that maybe she's been through something, or maybe she just needs a certain understanding. So, I mean, I did like that. There wasn't really too much to the date. Like I said, it seems like there was more exes not present than there was present, which out of all of the seasons that we've covered so far, I think this is the most the exes have not showed up. This is crazy, but yeah, I was like, there's more not here than there is here.
There was really a lot to unpack in what Deanna said, though. When she sat there and said, called him toxic, I felt like Deanna has some toxic trait about herself. Because if you too busy, like you said, you count score. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's trying to make things work, and the only thing you want to do is nitpick the whole time. That means, do you really want things to work out, or do you feel like, yeah, I can tell just by the way she looks, I can tell she has a lot of options. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing about it is, you start to devalue people because you have options of people trying to holler at you for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And I really see that a lot of times in relationships, you would probably know more than us about compromise. You know,
Yeah.
in a relationship, you got to compromise. You know, and certain things you might have overlooked. You want somebody to match all 10 of your list, but if somebody's and match 7 of them, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she's gonna have to get to that point to accept people for who they are and different things she might want to have to just deal with um, within men. Because I feel like she's looking for a perfect person. Because if you sit there counting score, what are you really there for? Are you really trying to find love, or what are you there for? You know? Like you can tell even when Cam went and tried to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? She shut Cam down quick. Like, nah, I don't.
Very quick.
You could have made a. I mean, that could have been a friendship. You know what I'm saying? I understand we're not here ready to find friendship, nothing like that. But at the exact same time, you could have still been open to the process. Like,
Correct.
I know at one time she, kind of wanted to talk to Cisco, and I don't know exactly how that went. But I mean, I could say she might be open to Naeem, but are you really open to him because of those 5 kids he has? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Justin, good to see you, my friend.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
Not only just like it is like I feel like I agree too. She definitely I feel like could have some toxic traits of herself of her own. And I also feel like when it came to Cam, she was more so looking at him like a subordinate because he is under her in ranking.
exactly.
So that definitely, I mean, not only was he a firefighter, but he, firefighter, but he's not, even on her level in her eyes. But then to hear like, hey, you like the way that you count score, like this is where is your compromise? And you're right, like especially so people make time and do things for people and things that they want. If this is a real relationship that you're really wanting to work on and you're really into and you're really wanting to, you be with this person, you're going to compromise. You're going to learn how to change maybe those toxic traits. Hey Justine. Yeah, you'll definitely learn how to change over time. Things don't have it's not an overnight thing. It's a process. Because I'm gonna tell you, in the years that I have been on this earth, the years that I have been in a relationship compared to being with my husband, I have been through some shit. And I'm telling you, my compromise and listen, I have zero tolerance for anything. Like, I'm just like, I'm at that point. I've done my work. I'm not going to tolerate this shit. But I have gotten with someone who I don't have to worry about those compromises because they don't seem like compromises. It just seems like a natural part of our relationship because it's so easy. It's worth it.
but I think, like you said,
There's
no, go ahead,
no,
man.
go ahead. No, I was
No,
just saying, like, it doesn't seem like a compromise. It doesn't seem like work. It doesn't seem like something that I have to do. It's a struggle. It's so natural that it happens even when I don't even notice that it's happening. Because I'm with someone who is worth it. I'm with someone who understands me. I'm with someone that I can understand. I'm with someone who we naturally flow together. It takes that time. You just have to find that person. But you have to be open.
Gigi, that's one reason why. That's one reason why that your voice is needed in this space.
amen.
Because of the things you've been through and and where you're at now. I'm not saying you're at the promised land now, but the journey that you went through to get to where you are. And even I hear a lot of times, even when you talk and your perspective and your point of view, it's such a wide range point of view because you're like, okay, I've been here, I'm not tolerating that. I understand that, I've been there. So your voice is just so needed in this space.
Correct. Absolutely agree.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I really enjoy, hearing your perspective on a lot of things because of I can tell that you've been through some things to get to where you are. So for me,
well, thank you for that.
The audience is, really like to hear your perspective. I myself, am a fan of you as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, listen, when
I
tell
definitely
y'all,
appreciate it. And, like you guys mean a lot,
right?
and I'm an honest, open person. Like that's just how I am because not only what I've been through, but this is just how I am naturally. I can't be any other way because it feels foreign. I can't do that fake shit. I can't do that. It doesn't feel like me. Like you ever like seriously been around somebody that is full of shit and you start feeling itchy. You're just like,
Yep.
I don't know why it is when I come around, I don't feel like myself. I just don't,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. And instead of having this platform and being another person who's spreading false narratives or trying to lead people the wrong way, no, I'm just going to give it to you straight. You make your choice. That's what it's about, is being able to have the opportunity to make your own choices, but understanding that you either go with the truth or you keep being a follower of, the fake.
Right.
And
No,
then
I
wonder why
fully.
you end up where you're at.
No, absolutely. And to Q's so articulate point, when I tell y'all Gigi is the real deal, she is the real deal not because we say she is, but because she executes that. I look at each one of these people as they are family. You know what I mean? There is a reason why I say should be recorded and host the regular love after show, and us four should be doing media deals together, everything in between, because the energy that GG9 gives from not just what she has been through, but how she doesn't forget who she is and the lessons that she has learned, and she defines herself. With Q, I love the fact that he sounds like an old school brother from around the way, but he also is still a human in his manhood. You know what I mean? He got a crush on a beautiful, female celebrity. And listen, I'll put it like this. Q is a real man, but he's not blind to his humanity. With Solana, she has a way of being able to see humanity through saving life. So when you are saving life, you understand how to appreciate life. And then with me, somehow by the grace of God, people actually want to care about me. And because I stay around people who are about something, I pick that up. And I usually say the quiet part out loud a lot of times, well, really all the time. But I'm also willing to be humble enough to learn. And I think Deanna needs a little bit of all four of us.
Very humble. Very humble.
You know what? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Because here's the thing, right? The way I look at life is, if I'm on a cruise, right? Can you be a good hang or a bad hang, in the words of Colin Cowherd? If it's too hot, can you take a water ball and squirt my face and I want to laugh with you? Like, that's how I look at my life. If I can find the joy in being around you, depending on the circumstances, and no matter what, I still don't mind being in those circumstances, that's how I know I got somebody. And I can say that with these three people and a lot of y'all that I have met virtually.
Right. And Braylon, you are definitely people don't understand that you are definitely a media genius. And there's been a lot of times I have called you for, just, hey, I got a situation, I need your advice. and we've worked through some things. You've helped me out quite a bit, uh, and we definitely still have some production things that's in the works behind the scenes that
Absolutely.
we're definitely going to get to. But yeah, this panel is definitely a test of showing how different personalities can come together and unite. We are all in different regions where different people, where, not just our time zones, but what we go through on a daily basis is different, but yet we can all come together and appreciate what we have as a group. So definitely love this group.
Without question.
And appreciate you guys.
Without
but yeah,
question.
we can move on because Deanna, I don't see her lasting too much longer. I'm just gonna put that out there because she's also another one that doesn't have much substance to her either. I don't know if this is a firefighter thing, but her and Cam, there's really not too much to them. And then after her saying what she has said about, this out, I can't get over that. How can you in your mind, find fault with someone, not tell them at all, not talk about it, and keep count, and then just let it be done, just end it? Like, to me, that sounds like you didn't want it in the first place.
And to that point, I don't, and Q and Gigi, and to the good people who remember this past season, because it has been away for 5 to 6 months, so y'all help me out here. But wasn't there a conversation in the first episode of that? Hey, Helen, good to see you, my friend. Wasn't there a conversation in the first episode of like, so wait a minute, you're a firefighter, so that means you have to communicate, right? Like you can't have this hard exterior. Or am I missing something? I feel like a conversation like that happened in the beginning of the season, because how can you be a firefighter where if you don't communicate, people die, you die, but yet you don't communicate, you expect for love to come your way? Or am I missing something?
Listen, this and this is no disrespect to her, but she's just another good looking body. That's all.
You ain't never lied about that.
Where's her brains? Like, I'm sorry. I feel like there's really nothing else to her besides her body. Like, what else can you really expect from someone if you're not even communicating enough to let them know, like, hey, I don't like this. Like, I haven't even in this time of her being with, these guys in this process, I haven't really heard her dislikes besides she don't date firefighters.
Right.
So where her communication level is at a 0. Like, I feel, I don't see her being here too much longer.
Yeah.
And the only reason why she's here as long as she is because she's a beautiful body. That's it. I'm sorry. No disrespect at all. But I just don't see her substance.
Yeah, fully agree.
And people communicate who they want to communicate with. You know what I mean? To me, I feel like she's a female Eddie. That's what it really is to me. I really feel like she's a female Eddie. Because with Naeem and I think the other guy, she's a lot more open. The conversation flowed a little bit better. She wasn't really talking about too much. I can tell, like, I don't feel like she's a low-hanging fruit at all. I feel like she knows who she is. She knows herself. And I feel like she's just not open to the process, maybe with these guys. But at the exact same time, since you're there, you got to open up and talk.
Right.
To somebody. But I just feel like, I totally agree with Gigi. Say she's a nice looking young lady. She really is. With some nice attribute, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
I don't really see her being there too much longer. I really wish she would stay, I really would like to see her, open up and talk, and some more of her smiles, to see a little bit of her personality if there is none any. But the only thing you really hear her say is what she don't like, and that's kind of upsetting.
No, it absolutely is, and thank you, Q. To your point of saying that point, I feel like what Q is saying and what we're all saying is like it's almost like going to a peach farm. Like she's almost ready. It's just the juice hasn't matured yet in the peach yet. That's basically all it is. And she does have a peach on her, but mentally, substantively, soulfully, she's not ready to pitch yet.
And to your point, Q, I mean, just a little disagreement, just because you said she's not open to the process with these guys, but from what she said about her ex, she's not been open to the process with any of them. If she has this mental count that she doesn't express. So, true. I mean, again, though, it's going to take for her to find that person. It's just that person hasn't caught her yet. But when they do, I'm pretty sure she is definitely that mental count is going to go away.
Man, I seen it. Not to cut you off, Gigi. I was listening to a guy talk, and it made so much sense. A pastor who had kind of passed away, he said a lot of guys, you'll never marry a complete woman. The woman that's in your head is the woman, is the vision of you have of that woman is the woman that y'all work to become. You know what I mean?
Talk about
so for her, I don't think one thing she got to understand is there's never going to be a perfect man. Never going to be a perfect man. So knowing that, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to work the idea of what you want out of a partner into fruition. You know what I mean? And so when she find that person, hopefully she does, that's going to be a part of the process of her finding that person. Now, with her ex, I feel like she had the idea that she would like to be with him. You know what I'm saying? But was she really open to the process? If you really closed, right. Not really. You know what I'm saying? I felt like she was in love with the idea of a significant other. Because if you sitting there counting scorecards on people, are you really open? Nah, not really.
No, fully agreed. Fully agreed. With Tay, I think we went over Tay. Basically,
no, I don't think we went over Tay yet.
Okay. Yeah. So with Tay, and let me see. I don't think I have a picture of Tay. Not that I can hang on. Let me see if I can pull up Tay Ready to Love. Images. All right, y'all. So here is Tay right here. I'm gonna just show this one right here because it's there. It is. That's actually a really nice smile, Tay. Moving on. So with Tay, it was So let's see. I think it was Cisco. No, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it was Cisco and Khalil, I believe.
Yeah, Cisco and Khalil. So basically, like you said, Gigi, her exes, they're in relationships. She understood that. And basically it was, what are some of your annoyances that, she felt like that she could pull back away from people. You know what I mean? If she felt defensive that she was, she would pull away and she would be defensive, and snoring is a huge one for her as a pet peeve. And Cisco, I love Cisco, man. He was just he was like, now my parents say I call the hogs when I snore, but I'm gonna just say this respectfully. I can make a woman say woo pig suey razorbacks, okay? So it works both ways. I can call the hogs and make a woman.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this again is another one of those things. You're a mess. Go to the corner. But listen, this is another one of those things that when you are in a relationship with someone you love, those annoyances don't become like they become less annoying.
Right.
Because yeah, I used to be like that, like, oh my God, I can't stand somebody that snores. Now I snore sometimes. So of course, how could I not like somebody that snores? Well, I don't know. It just happens, especially if I get a good sleep. Oh yeah, I'm a snorer. Yes, it's gonna happen. But one thing that I have realized again is with my husband, he snores, but it helps me sleep. Like I don't know, like at this point, I don't know what I would do if I don't get to hear him snore.
Oh,
Like,
he's your white noise machine.
yeah, like I'm telling you, like there's a difference.
Black noise machine to
The
be.
black noise machine, yeah. Like I can't. No, I love it. Before I'd have been like, oh my God, get the fuck, raise that, turn over, turn over.
But one
Here,
thing
put another
about
pillow away. But now, yeah, it's different. But it all depends on when you get with somebody that actually, I don't know, they find that different you. They're able to tap into that different you without you having to fight.
But one thing we've seen so far about Tay is Tay's willing to accept Cisco and where he's at in his life. So ain't no way you telling me that you will love a man and then fall out of love with him and I want to be around because he snore. I don't believe that. I just feel like she might have just said that. But I really find that hard, hard to believe because you like, I'm gonna, we're gonna figure this thing out even though you're at where you're at in life. We're gonna see where this thing can go. You know what I'm saying? And to go that far, to hear somebody snore or something that no. Tay to me, Tay makes me really think like, why is Tay single? I mean, she's a gorgeous woman, not great personality. You know what I mean? It seems like she's pretty stable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how are you single? Eh, you know, I really don't. You really don't say too many things that's alarming. You know what I mean? So that's a big question mark in my head for Tay. Like, maybe the process of the rest of the show will kind of give us some more insight on who she is and
Right.
maybe some things she's been through. But it's not a red flag to me. I'm just intrigued. Why?
Right, because somebody who is about their business, who, always lights up a room but can handle herself in the room, and you want to invest in her because her investing in you makes you better. Like it's that, Walt Disney dream come true type of energy.
Exactly.
I definitely feel you. And by the way, Lays, when you tell your man to turn over, you have to let him know why you asking him to turn over, okay? Because circumstances are everything. Wait, you want me to
Not
turn over?
always.
No, I want you.
Not always.
I love our damn panel so much.
That boy, they wild. You're wild.
Well, I mean, Gigi said that she gotta ask her man to turn over. I was just saying to the ladies, sometimes
No,
you
I
gotta.
said I don't have to ask. What you mean? What? Ask for why?
Ooh, ooh. Not Gigi having a burgundy dominatrix outfit in the closet or anything like that with a burgundy whip or anything. Moving on.
Y'all trying to bring the SBMD back, BSM?
Ray the Love BDSM edition is coming soon after the Chicago edition, damn it.
Listen, I'm gonna have to pitch some stuff to own because listen, I don't know what we are doing right now. There is so much that. All right.
It's all love, Gigi. It's been since March, okay? Good Lord Jesus. It's been since March. Okay, it's not my
Listen,
fault.
we have given more of an episode than the episode gave us. Okay. That's when you know that the production team is definitely lacking. Because after such a hiatus, there's no way that this episode should have been a 4.
Yeah, no, fully agree. Fully agree. And y'all, Gigi knows that I joke with her. We all have that joking energy with each other. Okay, so please calm down. Okay, listen. If you go back to our reviews, you'll find the inside jokes between us. Okay, but it's all love, sincere. But no, seriously, Ray Love BDSM edition that should be coming up though. Okay, I think Adam and Eve will be a great sponsor. I'm sure there's some Black dominatrix or dom, companies out there that will gladly, make Ray to Love BDSM merchandise to use on that edition. Just saying. So with that being said, we get into the preview. So we see the men's friends, and Tay is going for Khalil because after me and Cisco's friends, some instability comes through. And maybe Fritz should have stayed because apparently Angie knows one of Khalil's friends, and there was a Polynesian sauce that was swallowed by the man that Angie knows. And obviously Angie does have a Chick-fil-A sandwich on her, just saying. And Cam has to, choose which lady he wants, and Sahara says choose carefully. So that's the preview there for the next episode of Ray to Love. What did y'all think of the preview? My dumb ass.
Do you see how you just gave that preview in less than 15 to 27 seconds? Come on.
You see,
this is
some
what
flavor to it, though. Come on now, like listen.
That's as much flavor as we gonna get. We still got this is more mayonnaise on chicken. Just no flavor. Just where is
no hot sauce and nothing?
Nothing. Not even a flake of pepper. A little bit of salt, not a little bit of seasoning salt.
Ciao.
Shoot. I mean, at this point, this is just what? Really? This is what y'all's.
Yeah. Ever made somebody a plate that you didn't really want to make, so you leave stuff off and it just look all sloppy? It just look like somebody just threw all your food on the plate. Right. Here you go. You know what I mean? That's how I really feel with this episode. Just here you go. Just take it for what it's worth. We know you're gonna be. We know you're gonna watch it. Here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one of them where they just start grabbing stuff out the tin, didn't even wash their hands, no gloves, just threw it, nothing. Just watch here.
Just go watch it.
Here.
Exactly. I mean, and honestly, we came up with
digested
titles,
well.
And honestly, we came up with titles last time, Q and Fly, everybody. I think mine was because hang on, let me bring up the description for Ray to Love of this episode, because I think I remember what I said. The description for this episode right here would meet the exes. And like I said, I could not believe that after being away for 5 or 6 months, right, since March up to now, this is what you have here. Right here, Kiera's ex tries to woo Kiera back right in front of Jay. So turn. Oh my God, what was it? I think it was me and the exes turn up or crash out or something to that degree, but I'm paraphrasing. Y'all could have done non-existent exes. That would have been a great time. Because it has X in non-existent. Like wordplay, ladies and gentlemen.
Tommy said the only thing I heard was excuses.
That could have been
that
a
part.
Hey, come on.
And I think I said what I say, rest or relapse the case or the ex's confession or something like that. Like, come on, we could have came up with something better.
Yes.
This is what y'all gave us. And then this is how the episode was. And then yes, then the guys are in the vault and they're talking about who they don't like. Well, they didn't even talk about who they didn't like. They just talked about the different dates and how a lot of the guys didn't, well, guys didn't show up, or Kier's ex. That dude, oh, that shit's crazy. Anywho, but yeah, ended up being Shanice and
Angie.
I almost look. I forgot their damn name. I'm telling you, this episode was just right about now. I'm just ready to see Aaron the plumber crash out. Like, that was how bad this episode was. Like, anywho,
The punchline never came. It never came.
never came.
The punchline never came. It never came.
And then, so, but I will say this: the way Cisco let Shanice go, how he just grabbed her hands and looked in her eyes, and he was just so emotional because he had to let her go. Now, what she said was definitely very heartfelt. It was very touching. She, definitely a real one. But
Yeah, I think on that, I think that Shanice will find somebody, because I don't believe you could just fake that. Because that was
she'll find somebody. She is beautiful. She'll definitely find somebody.
Side note, it's some coffee called Rise Coffee out. Have y'all seen it? It's some Rise mushroom coffee. They do a bunch of commercials on social media. It's Rise mushroom coffee. Have y'all seen it?
I think I've seen a little something.
I think I have.
Have y'all seen Cisco in the commercials?
No.
Cisco is in the Rise Mushrooms commercial. Cisco got a job. I'm telling you.
Now,
wait. Are we talking about Cisco? This Cisco or Cisco the thong song?
No, not thong song. This Cisco.
Hold on. Okay, so listen. When I was looking at his description, and it was saying that he's a dispensary liaison. And I'm still trying to figure out, what is this? What?
A dispensary.
A dispensary liaison. Just be giving people jobs.
Just be giving people jobs.
I said, what is this? So now that you're saying that he's in the Rise coffee commercial, the mushroom commercial, I'm like, okay, well, they sell shrooms at the dispensary.
When I find it, I'm gonna send it to the chat.
Here's the thing: does the Rise mushroom coffee have combative side effects? That is the true question. What? I'm asking a question. I haven't drunk the damn coffee. Hell,
they just make you take your shirt off. That's all they do.
Oh, okay.
Braylon, I'm pretty sure you might be able to find it real quick. You think you can?
Let me see. Rise. SE, right? Rise mushroom coffee. Images. Okay, so here's Rise mushroom coffee. So that's Rise there. Let me type in CISCO. Did you see it?
Maybe go to commercials. Rise mushroom coffee commercial.
Okay. Yep, right there. Okay, so that looks like Neil Patrick Harris. Maybe I need to go their Instagram. Okay, wait, let me see something. Let me see if this is it.
I mean, we know that a lot of times on these shows, like some of these cast members, I mean, this is their 15 minutes of fame. This is their way to get their foot into the door.
That's not it.
Well, yeah, Q. If you see it again, just send it,
Yep,
and
because I'm looking
definitely
through
take a look at that.
iSpot TV, iSpot.tv. I'm not seeing it on here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on here. I'm trying to think. Is it on their Instagram, maybe? Let me go to their Instagram.
I mostly seen it on Facebook.
Okay. Like I said, if you see it, send it to us for sure. Because let me see, RYZ mushroom coffee. Facebook. Hang on, I'm looking it up now on Facebook here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see quite a few of them doing commercials, especially the guys. All of them was buff except for really like Naeem. But I mean, he is okay. But all the rest of them was big buffs guys. Like, oh, and Jay. Anyway,
Yeah, I find it.
Yeah, if you find it, let us know, brother. We'll play it the next time. Because I'm not seeing it, unfortunately.
yeah, but that seems like that's the end of the review. We didn't give more sauce and flavor than what we was given, but that's that's just how we work.
Yes.
So
I
make
think
sure that you guys, huh?
I'm a
Go ahead.
you on that one. I'm gonna get this episode probably about a 4.5, maybe a 5.
Mm,
But yeah, I wasn't really. I really thought that the episode was going. It's right about now is when the episode starts to bloom. You know, when
mm-hmm.
you start introducing these other um, accessories, you know, these other variable exes, ex-boyfriends, friends. We start bringing that into the mix. You know,
Yes.
things really start to expand, and we really didn't see that because we didn't see nothing but excuses.
That should have been the name of this episode is excuses.
Yep.
Because that's
Excuses.
exactly all it was.
Yep.
Yep. So I definitely give it a 4.
Yeah,
There,
same. It really
yeah,
didn't give what it needed to give. Like Gigi said, this was the official episode, ladies and
right.
gentlemen, right here. Okay, we didn't have to get eliminated. We didn't have to get played. We didn't have to go in no damn vote for about 3 damn hours so they could cut it up for 3 to 5 minute segments for an hour episode. We did the episode.
Right. So yeah, we thank y'all for coming, and we are back with Ready to Love after a 5-month hiatus.
Yes,
But we will be back here next Saturday. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And this is me saying Audi 5000 because, yeah. What
yes,
else is there?
indeed. By the
Much
way,
love
y'all,
to you guys.
by the way, tonight, 9-8 Central, Heart and Hustle, Houston, run those numbers up. Ain't nothing on right now. Don't you watch on right now from 8 to 9. Watch at 9, damn it. Hey.
All right, fam, let's take it easy.
All right. Much love, you guys. Later.
What a great show there. With that being said, it is time for me to head out as well. I got somewhere to be. But with that being said, that is it. I will say the daily motivator from this is recognize that, how you give. No, how can I put it? Recognize that everybody doesn't need to be in your space, right? So the first thing, if you are so defensive that nobody can come in, say yourself. Second thing is, when it came to Jules, don't be a Jules, okay? Please, everybody will find somebody. Don't hold on to a fantasy and negate your reality. Okay, that's the second thing. And then finally, y'all, child, when it comes to feeling slighted about something, you have to recognize if you were even worthy of the opportunity. With that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you are always born a blessing. Trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise one thing to call yourself is nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. We have spent time with you. You have spent time with us. And hopefully by spending time together, Ross will be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, live your best life. Oh, child, you are doing television better than a whole cable network after 5 to 6 months of being off the air. Make sure the replay is not just right for you to watch it, not just right for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. We love you, we value, we embrace you all. Always remember, or see love you gotta give it, or see love you gotta give it, or see love you gotta give it. Whatever obstacles you've overcome, whatever successes you have achieved upon this particular day, we are extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, it is Saturday. Y'all, let's have some heart and hustle in the new week, like Houston is going to have at 9/8 Central, okay? All right, everybody. One love, much love, all love. I feel love is sending right back to you. Bye, everybody.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you, and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success, and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you, and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success, and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because
Child Brandon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Brandon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Brandon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.